is the Herd Line News.
So Jimmy Butler had a team-high 30 points in Game 2 to steal a win, and even the Sixers-Raptors series at 1-1. So even now, though they hold home court advantage, Butler says the heat is on. But even more on brand for Jimmy Butler is him being petty, and he kept that same energy this morning. According to Eric Corrine of The Athletic, Toronto beat writer, before Game 1, Kawhi Leonard shot around on his home court, despite the team not doing it, pushing opponents' shoot-around back. This morning, Jimmy Butler is doing the same. So he went around to get in there and mess up their shoot-around time. So Kawhi Leonard had 35, 7, and 6 last game. Jimmy Butler at 30, 10, and 5. Game 3 is tonight.
You know, it's a fascinating series because more high-end players for the Sixers, better chemistry
with the Raptors,
and depth with the Raptors. So it's your, in the NBA, generally during our lifetime, the stars have beaten the depth. That's the way it's almost worked our entire lives. So you got the stars with Philly, you got the depth and one star with Toronto, and most people like Toronto. It's hard for me. If I get better players in May and June, I just almost take better players.
I know. Well, we both left the Tobias Harris move during the season.
Yeah.
And I like the Sixers, but I just think there's a lot of pressure on the Sixers. You would think there's a lot of pressure on the Raptors as well, but it's kind of more of an internal pressure. Like, is Kawhi Leonard going to stay if they end up losing more than is this a long-term situation?
If Philadelphia doesn't win this series,
a lot happens. There's
people
a lot
are getting
of
fired.
Yes, there's people getting fired. Jimmy Butler's likely leaving.
Yes.
There's a lot of things that can happen.
This is literally, Joy, this is for Philadelphia in the last 10 years. Tonight could be the biggest game for their franchise in their history in a decade tonight. They go down 1-2, series is over. They're not coming back and winning all these games in Toronto. Philadelphia loses this. Toronto loses this series. Kawhi may leave, but nobody's getting run out of town.
No.
Philadelphia could go Oklahoma City and just move pieces.
There's very real repercussions to losing this series for the Sixers. It's time now to see who's going places. Sponsored by Toyota. Let's go places with the 2019 NFL Draft officially in the books. Vegas has already set their sights on next year. They've opened their odds with which player will be the first overall pick, and the top of the list is very quarterback heavy. They have Tua from Alabama, Jake Fromm from Georgia, the quarterback from Georgia, Justin Herbert from Oregon, Chase Young, defensive end from Ohio State.
Yeah, he's good.
And Jerry Jeudy, who's wide receiver from Alabama.
By the way, I'll just tell you my early opinion on Tua. We're too high on him. I think Kyler Murray has a much better chance. I'll say it right now. Kyler Murray, to me, is going to be a better NFL player than Tua is going to be at Alabama. I absolutely believe that.
You know, I'm not in love with Tua either. Kyler and Tua had a 69% completion rate percentage last year. They had the same completion percentage.
I'm not saying there's a huge gap, but I think Kyler, there are doubts. Tua, everybody's all in on Tua.
I am not.
I'm not either. I've seen him play 2 big games and be the third.
Maybe it's he's the quarterback for Alabama.
He got hurt. He tends to, by the way, at Alabama, you get a lot of time to throw a football. You don't face that's not real football, right? You're playing with All-Americans. They had 9 guys drafted next year, I think, in the first round.
He was runner-up for the Heisman, so maybe we're being a little too critical, but he's favored to go number 1 overall next year, and he probably will go high.
Everybody loves him. I mean, it's like, and I like him, but I just have to watch him play another 15 games.
Yeah. Finally, food at the ballpark makes the experience of going to games so much better. Pro tip, you should get the garlic fries at Dodger Stadium and the chicharrones at Marlins Park. Maybe the food isn't so expensive at Oracle Park because, as we just showed, that Dodgers fan risked it all going for a foul ball last night. His fries went everywhere.
$13.
But he did get the ball. I mean, gone. Just gone. Just gone. He did get the ball, though, so I guess it's worth it. We're showing it again here.
Look at this. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Ballpark food.
He got it. Now, it's not over, though, because obviously he was still hungry because he just dropped all his fries, so he went and got pizza. This is where he loses me. So another foul ball comes that way during an inning later.
No.
And this time he fails, and he gives the lady in front of him a pizza shower.
You gotta be kidding me.
I mean, that is just so rude. I mean, you're just going to throw your pizza on people. You already got a foul ball.
What are the chances of that happening?
I don't know, but I can't promise you how I would react if someone dumped a pizza on my head. I've actually dumped an entire pizza on someone before on accident. It was very embarrassing. I used to work in a pizza restaurant, and I kind of lost my balance, and just the whole pizza just went.
Did I ever tell you my San Diego Qualcomm story?
No.
Years ago, I had the first seats in the second deck. I went to a Padres game, just like 20 years ago, and I got a gigantic foot-long hot dog. It had relish, everything on it, and they had to jam it into the box. When I got it there, I opened it up, and it sprang out and went over the railing, hit a guy right in the head, and he, like, pointed his fist at me, and I was like, I'm not going down there. I'm like,
were you so scared leaving the park?
No, I wasn't, but I thought, yeah, maybe I should change seats. I was by myself. I was at a Padres game. It literally went over the railing. It sprayed him with everything. I mean, like relish. And he turned around. He looked at me. He was yelling. I'm like, it's not my fault. They jammed it in his box.
I mean, it's kind of your fault.
It was like a slinky. It went boom and flew out. And yeah, I could have gone and apologized, but I didn't.
That was probably smart. You did.
He looked drunk and angry.
Yeah.
Joy with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.